23 items that are impossible to find at grocery stores right now. The devastating post-pandemic economic crisis has left the world bankrupt. The future for millions of Americans is uncertain, and now the shortage of products in the United States is added. As the world slowly recovers from the pandemic, industries and manufacturers are having a hard time to meet the overwhelming global demands. According to Business Insider, the food crisis could worsen in 2023, with a supply squeeze overtaking logistical constraints as the key challenge. The product shortage will continue for this coming new year, and the worst thing is that there is no light at the end of the tunnel that tells us if there is a quick solution to the supply chain chaos. That is why, in today's video, we will show you 23 items that are impossible or very difficult to find at your local grocery stores. Before continuing, support our work with a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our videos. 1. Chickpeas. According to some reports, the global chickpea supply could have dropped by 20% this year. Therefore, chickpeas are out of stock in many stores in the US. The US is the world's fourth largest exporter of chickpeas, but due to flooding last spring, many farmers cut back on planting chickpeas and started to grow profitable crops. Chickpea supply decreased due to harsh weather and the war between Ukraine and Russia. 2. Wheat. In the recent 2 years, the wheat stock level has declined due to drought conditions and the war between Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine is one of the biggest exporters of wheat, but due to war, Ukraine couldn't export wheat to other countries. According to the USDA's report for the upcoming growing season, world wheat stocks for 2022-2023 are expected to drop to a 6-year low of 267 million metric tons. Therefore, people see a massive price in wheat and a possible shortage. 3. Avocados. Due to multiple problems, the production of avocados has declined worldwide. Mexico faced a hailstorm in June, and also, due to increasing fertilizer prices due to the war between Ukraine and Russia, avocado production was poorly affected. Therefore, it creates a shortage of this fruit, and due to all these reasons and factors, it is out of stock in many stores in the US, and if you will find it somewhere, it's costly. 4. Sugar. Behind the sugar crisis, the biggest reason is food inflation increase. Also, India has restricted sugar exports to the US as a precautionary measure to safeguard its food supplies. Therefore, we could see a shortage and increasing sugar prices soon in the US. 5. Eggs and meat. Due to the avian flu outbreak, there is a shortage of eggs in the US, which affected 36.75 million egg-laying birds. In the past 2 years, nearly half of Americans in a survey reported seeing a shortage of meat and eggs in grocery stores, according to Business Insider. Negative news of chicken shortage also affected the fast food industry. Many fast food chains were forced to cut back on chicken items. 6. Pet food. One of the biggest reasons behind the shortage of pet food is recent COVID-19, which will remain until 2022. A shortage of raw materials, packaging materials, and shipping problems across the US lead to the shortage of pet food worldwide and in the US. Many people adopted pet animals during the pandemic. Therefore, its demand also increased while production was not as high as the demand, so people are facing a pet food shortage in the US. 7. Canned goods. The scarcity of aluminum and plastics are the two most significant factors in the shortage of canned goods production. Because of aluminum and plastics scarcity, manufacturers cannot make canned goods as demanded. It started during the pandemic, but it's still continuous and will be there for a long time as there will be no shortage of aluminum. 8. Juice boxes and lunch tables. During COVID-19, many factories stopped their production of many items. Production factories among those 2 items stopped juice boxes and Lunchables during COVID-19. Supply chain issues impact products across the country, and now you may have trouble finding your favorite juices on shelves of groceries. While there was a shortage of labor and logistics, and due to packaging challenges, there is a shortage of juice boxes, bottles, and Lunchables in the US. 9. Over-the-counter medication. There are many reasons behind the US medication shortage: quality problems, delays, discontinuations, and manufacturing. During the pandemic, people used a lot of medications. Manufacturers faced many problems, like delays in receiving raw materials and labor shortages. Therefore, there is still a medication shortage across the US. 10. Soft drinks. Due to COVID-19, everyone was stuck at home, and people started to use canned goods to enjoy at home. In 2022, sugar production of 2.3 million metric tons fell short by 200,000 tons. So, less sugarcane production worldwide was also a primary reason behind the slow production of soft drinks. All major soft drink companies confirmed the shortage of premium refined sugar, a key ingredient in their products. So higher consumption and less production of soft drinks is the primary reason behind its shortage. 11. Water bottles. Shortage of water bottles is an issue of supply and demand, as doctors recommended more water than other items during the pandemic, so people started to use water everywhere. Therefore, bottled water has become an essential part of life for everyone during and after the pandemic. Still, due to the closing of production factories and shortage of raw materials, people are facing a shortage of water bottles everywhere and across the US. 12. Olive oil. Like many other things, production, cost efficiency, and transportation of olive oil have been hampered by COVID-19. Spain is the world's biggest producer of olive oil, and Spain is facing the worst drought this year, due to which oil production is affected badly, and its production will go down by between 50% and 60% in 2022. Many other factors like supply chain issues, energy costs, labor shortages, and extreme backups at ports in the US have led to significant price increases of olive oil in the US. 13. Liquor. COVID-19 affected so severely that the US liquor supply chain could take years to recover. It's affected so severely that some producers cannot even source glass bottles, and the cost to import it and the shortage of drivers are the main reasons behind its downfall in the US. At least 11% of alcohol demand has yet to be met since November 2021 in the US, according to an IRI report. Another reason behind its shortage is that, due to the pandemic, people were forced to stay at home, and they started to use liquor more to overcome difficult times. Therefore, it is also a reason behind its shortage. 14. Soup. As soup is made from stock and broth, and during the pandemic, both ingredients fell short across the US. Stock is made from the bones of animals, while broth is made from meat or vegetable. So when there is a labor shortage in slaughterhouses or vegetable farms, how can these things be delivered to markets? So, due to the shortage of stock and broth, soup lovers are also facing a lousy time currently in the US. 15. Paper towels. During COVID-19, companies faced difficulties, so many companies stopped their work due to payment issues with workers. Other factors behind the shortage of this item, like port delays, container shortages, different components, raw materials, and shortage of truck drivers, were all the reasons behind its slow production. So, due to all these shortages, many companies stopped the production of well-known household paper towels across the US. 16. Pasta. Due to the lack of raw materials like durum wheat, pasta production has been stopped. Climate change is one of the biggest reasons to blame for its shortage. Canada is the largest exporter of durum wheat, but due to extremely hot weather in Canada this year, 30% of the crop has been in a drought. Therefore, the price of wheat also increased by 90%. So therefore, everyone is facing a pasta shortage worldwide due to climate change and a lack of durum wheat. 17. Liquid hand soap. Due to the supply chain and more use during COVID-19, liquid hand soap is facing a shortage across the US. No one in this world will likely have not washed his hands at least 10 times with sanitizers during COVID-19. Because everyone was so afraid of the pandemic that everyone washed their hands as much as possible. So, due to the more consumption and less production during COVID-19, this item is out of stock now from many stores in the US. 18. Frozen pizza. As there is a shortage of frozen pizza, it has many reasons. There is a short supply of raw materials like fats, butter, wheat, oils, starch, etc. These ingredients are used in making pizza. As there is a disruption in raw material supply, there will be no pizza making and no frozen pizza stock. 19. Butter. Butter is included in dairy products due to the high prices of animals, inflation, high demand and supply issues, the high price of fuel and transportation, etc. That's why there is also a butter shortage in many stores across the US. 20. Pumpkin. There are many reasons for the storage of pumpkins, like storage issues, supply, weather conditions, fungus issues, high prices, etc. There is also a growing issue with pumpkins. During COVID-19, many stores have stored pumpkins, and then due to climate change, their production has been affected badly. Then, due to a fungal infection, its production is affected because this infection can wipe out crops. So, all these factors were behind its shortage in the US. 21. Baby formula. It is seen that baby formula stocking is going to fall because, according to a report, due to unsanitary conditions and contaminated products, the US food industry thought to shut down the product temporarily. Economic pressure also causes many ingredients not to be ready for baby formula use. 22. Sriracha. Mexico is the center of chili pepper production. Due to drought conditions in Mexico, chili is not produced. Chili is the main ingredient used to make sriracha, so there is a shortage of this product in the US. 23. Frozen vegetables. There is a very high demand for frozen vegetables these years. So large amounts of vegetables are stored. Due to COVID-19, transportation is disrupted, which causes a low supply and high cost of vegetables. Customers cannot pay high costs. Therefore, it's impossible to find frozen vegetables at grocery stores in the US. We hope you have enjoyed our video today, so if you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or recommendations, please let us know in the comments section, and we will respond to them as soon as possible.